Here are 3 easy ways that you could become a millionaire. These strategies and tactics are seriously game changer. How do I know? Because I actually used them in my early 20s to become a millionaire by the time I turned 30. And throughout my 20s, I actually barely made over 6 figures until those last few years. So this is not about making a lot of money, but it is about having really good habits around money. And so it's crazy that just with these 3 strategies you're gonna learn today, you, my friend, will be a future millionaire. The first thing we absolutely have to talk about, I'm sorry to do it because it's the least sexiest thing you want to learn about right now. It's about debt. And I'm gonna make this short and quick so we can focus on the cool and fun and sexy stuff. But when it comes to debt, there's people say good, bad debt, but essentially there's just one debt that I want to talk about, which is an absolute millionaire dream crusher, and it's high interest debt. This is debt that is over 10%, and typically that's your credit card. If you're someone that has a credit card and you're not paying the full balance, then I'm sorry, you cannot do these other 2 tactics until you have cleared your balance. Unfortunately, if you are carrying a credit card balance, doing any of the cool, sexy stuff with money is not on the table because your interest rate is always going to be higher than potentially what you can get from the stock market or crypto. Maybe you might get a higher interest rate on some crypto, some coin, but it's not sustainable. It's too volatile, where every single month that credit card is going to be taking a super high interest rate. Enough said, just make sure that you clear your credit card balance every single month so you can focus on this cool and sexy stuff, because I promise you, if you carry that balance, the chances you become a millionaire are slim to none. For step number 2, I'm gonna show you how easy this is. I want a timer on this thing. I think I can do it within like 60 seconds actually, because this one little investment vehicle is the game changer that can allow you to be a millionaire. It's called a Roth IRA. And any one of you in America can set one up. I'm sorry if you're watching this overseas. There are equivalents in different countries like Canada and other places. But a Roth IRA for you Americans is essentially the best way to become a millionaire. This vehicle allows you to put money in that's after tax, and it can grow and you never have to pay taxes on it again. Let me say that again. You do not have to pay taxes if you put $1,000 in and it makes $1 million. You will not have to pay taxes on the $1 million. That's insane. And this is one of the only places and investment vehicles that you can do that does that. It's absolutely magnificent. And now, timer. We're going to show you how easy it is to set one up. All right, we're going to open up a Roth IRA or start the process. Go to Google, type in Roth IRA. You'll get lots of different options. Vanguard, TD Ameritrade, Fidelity. I actually cannot tell you which one to do, but I'm going to go through Vanguard. The reason why I can't tell you is because I'm not a financial advisor. I'm typically just doing this out of experience. So when you go to Vanguard, I do personally like Vanguard. I believe essentially when you invest into what's inside a Roth IRA or 401k, I like index funds and ETFs. These are basically the lowest cost of investments that you can put your money in. There's also things you might have heard of, a mutual fund. Some of them can be good, a lot of them are bad. But essentially, if I was to break down what goes into a Roth IRA, like what are you actually investing in, it's one of these funds. A mutual fund, think of it as these are people. So you're investing into a group of people who are trying to pick things that beat the market. And then if you think about ETFs and index funds, think of that's like a robot or an algorithm that's just trying to match the market. Typically, people need to get paid, and that's why mutual funds are more expensive than algorithms and robots. So here we are on Vanguard. Start the timer. Right here, there's a button that says Get Started. Ready to get started? Open IRA today. Guess what? This is free, y'all. Like, if you don't have one, you got to do this like with me right now. Question is, what would you like to do? Open up a new account. Let's go. And then how would you like to initially fund your new account? Yes, if you do need money to do this, you could open it up, I believe, with maybe like a very small $100 if that's all you have. And if you got to this point of the video and you're like, well, crap, I have no money, then stay for point number 3 because we're going to talk about that. But investing in and contributing to a Roth IRA, you can pretty much just send money from your bank account and just connect it. If you have maybe an old 401k, you could roll it over. Or if you already have a different investment account, you can also put that in here. So typically I would invest my whatever, if I have extra cash into my bank, I would put it in here and then hit continue, create a new account if you're brand new. And then to do the process, it takes about a few minutes. You're putting in your personal information here, potentially what your goals are if you want to learn about what you should invest in. I'm going to select here general investing, and then it's an individual, it's just me. If you're married, you probably want to do joint. I don't know how you do your finances, but after we have that, we'll hit continue. And after you put in your personal information, Vanguard will take about 5 days to process your identity, make sure you are saying who you are, and then you'll get an account that looks like this. This is my true Roth IRA account. You can see I have pretty much $49,316.58 in it. There's one problem with the Roth IRA, and that is a problem that I hope you will get to. And it's where you make too much money and you actually can't take advantage of this awesome vehicle. And that, I believe, has been changed now for 2022 to $144,000 a year. I haven't been able to contribute to mine for, I think, since I was 27, I believe, or 26. And when you start making more income, it's not like you run out of options. You actually get other options. But before then, vehicle is typically all you need to eventually become a millionaire. Now, you'll notice in my Roth IRA, I have different types of funds here, and that's what you basically invest inside a Roth IRA. I can't tell you horrific stories, how many I have of them, of people said, I opened up a Roth IRA, I watched one of your TikTok videos a year ago, but I put in $1,000 and it's still $1,000 a year later. What did I do wrong? That's because just because you open up an account, you put money in it, it's kind of like another bank account. You actually have to select where the money goes in investments. So it's very easy to select where to go. And instead of me telling you what to invest in, because I can't, Vanguard has pretty much a questionnaire quiz where you can put your personal information, your goals, and what your risk tolerance is, and it will actually come up with a portfolio for you, and that's what you should do. This third and final step is one that's going to hit home, and it may challenge you the most out of all of them because it's about how you spend your money. Americans, Western society, we have a very bad culture when it comes to spending money to create this lifestyle of lavish things and always good times and putting your best self on Instagram and partying and drinking and buying nice stuff all the time and being a consumer. And there is basically so many thousand reasons why this is bad for your finance and for your health and mental state, because we weren't meant to always be flashing and flexing to people. And there's this movement of people who basically have revolted against the norm called the FIRE movement, which stands for Financial Independence Retire Early. And I'm recording this actually in a van, which I actually lived in for an entire year. My cost of living every single month was just a little over $1,000 a month for a whole year. And with my high income, I saved 98% of every dollar that I made. You don't have to live in a van in order to save money, but you do need to take a good look at your last 30 days of what you spent money on and truly analyze, can I still live and be a happy person without potentially buying Hulu, Netflix, and all the other subscription services, without buying potentially a Starbucks latte every day, without partying and ordering cocktails, because cocktails is really the downfall of the millennials, seriously. $15 cocktails, like that's insane. Why do we spend money on that? Eating out, just cook food at home. I could run on, but I'm not, your mom, right? I'm not your dad, like scolding you. But I want you to take accountability of what you spend money on, because seriously, even if you're able to save an additional $100 a month and you can now put that into your Roth IRA and that can compound and grow, or you can pay your high interest credit card off with that extra money that you're saving, that is going to feel a lot better than basically looking at your receipts every month and wondering, where did all the money go? It's hard. It is hard. I'm not going to say it's easy. Making sacrifices about your money and trying to get out of the state of comparing yourself to others, it is hard. but trust me, financial freedom is in your future if you can just control your own destiny with how you spend and where your money goes, because where your money goes, your energy flows and it can change your life. It's amazing. There's just so many examples of people that are in the FIRE movement. I'm a big advocate and influencer in this space. One of my favorite books I recommend is Quit Like a Millionaire. That's one of the first books I read that taught me about this movement. And I lived an entire year in a van just to prove that I could do it, and it was amazing. If you have questions about money, I hope I can help. Comment them below. I look forward to reading them. Otherwise, best of luck on your financial journey. This is Adrian. Peace and God bless.